Hi everybody, I just wanted to come and let you know about my 10-week update today, Wednesday. I just wanted to tell you guys my apologies for not being able to make my video for these past 2 weeks. I know I had made my announcement when I was 7 weeks and I said that I would do an update every week. Um, there was so much that was going on and it was very, very difficult. Um, I had to go to Houston um, the day after I made my video, and it was very difficult because my brother called me and he told me that my mom's car had flipped over 5 times. She was in critical condition, so we jumped the flight right away. My brothers and I, my sister, my brother, and we went over there. As soon as we got there, it was Sunday. Saturday night we took the flight. Sunday we got there, and excuse me. I saw my mom and she was there laying in her bed, and it was extremely difficult because she had IVs, blood going through them. She needed blood transfusion, she needed IV, she had oxygen going, she had neck brace, she had stitches, 15 inside and out on one side and 15 on the other. So it was extremely difficult to see my mom like that. I think that would be extremely hard on anybody. So when I got there, we sat there with her. We spent the night and everything. We just stayed there with her. Unfortunately, she was only there for about 4 days, I want to say. The third day that we were there with my pregnancy, I had bleeding. I went to the washroom. I was not feeling well. I felt myself very dizzy, very nauseated, and I needed to get out of the room, so I walked out of the room. I felt like I had to use the washroom, so I left to go and use the washroom. I walked out into the hallway. As soon as I got into the washroom, I tried to throw up because I couldn't stand the feeling of wanting to throw up. So I tried to and I couldn't, so I sat down. I used the washroom, and after I was done, I proceeded to wipe. I wiped about 4 or 5 times, and each time I wiped, I had blood on the toilet paper. So it was very scary. And what I did was, as soon as I was done, I walked out of the washroom and I went to go and get my sister right away. She was standing in the room with my mom while the doctors were talking, and I asked her to come out. And I told her, I need you to, I need to tell you, what's going on. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And she's like, what is it? So I told her that I had bleeding, and it was a lot of bleeding. It was bright red, and every time that I wiped. So she asked me to go back to washroom with her. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. She asked me to go back to the washroom with her, and I did. And we went back, and we went to go and show her. I wiped right in front of her so she can see, that there was blood. And she was like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to the emergency room? And I told her, because she's a nurse, I asked her, I was like, was there anything that they can do? And she was like, no, I mean, pretty much they're just going to, let you pass the baby if that's what your body's going to do. And if not, they're just going to tell you to go home and rest. So that's what I did. I went to the waiting room and I waited for my brother and my sister to come back out. And they did, and they sat with me for a while, and I cried because I wasn't sure if I had lost the baby or if I was in the process of losing the baby. And it was pretty difficult. So I sat there for a little bit, and my brother was like, my two brothers actually were like, well, do you want us to take you back to mom's house? And I told them yes. So they took me back, and I stayed there with my younger brother's girlfriend, and she was adamant about talking about it, and trying to be there, and she was understanding, so but I needed a moment to myself. I just wanted to lay down. I needed to relax a little bit. So that's what I did. And the pain went away and there was no more bleeding. Um, so what I did was I got up and, I just picked up a little bit for my mom because I didn't want her house to be dirty. I knew that they were going to be releasing her soon. So I was with her, in her house, and I wanted to make sure that her house was clean. So I cleaned up, and my brother, his girlfriend, and I, we were both cleaning. We just made sure that everything was all picked up. So that night, my mom got home, and just she was very fragile. Like, I just wanted to pick her up and hold her. I felt so bad for her. I just wanted to be there for her. And she went to her room to go and lay down, and she came back out and we made dinner, and she sat down to try and eat, but she still had like the neck brace and everything. It was just pretty scary because she was moving really slow. And I mean, the car accident was just horrible. I seen the car up close, and I'm surprised that my mom even made it. And the reason why is because she wore her seatbelt. So I advise everybody, please wear your seatbelts, and don't go without driving your car unless your kids are in their seatbelts and unless yourself is the driver, passenger are in their seatbelts. I can't stress that enough. It's very, very dangerous. That's what saved her life because her car was totaled. So, back to the baby. I mean, everything was fine. I wasn't cramping anymore. I didn't have any more bleeding. It stopped. Like I said, I took a rest, and I think that's what my body needed. I needed to take a rest, and it was all the stress from, knowing what happened to my mom and wanting to be there, and it was like freaking me out, and I just couldn't deal with it. So we went over there, like I said, and that was, when I experienced the bleeding a couple days later. So, I was there for about a week with my mom, and knowing that she was better, my brother and I both said that we were gonna go back and come back home to our houses. And my sister stayed with my mom. And the reason why is because, she's a nurse and she's able to help my mom and understand her better, her needs and everything. And we did, everything we could during the week that we were there for her. I'm very, very happy that my mom is still here and that she's alive and well. And as soon as I got back, I took a bus back with my brother, which I think I'll never do again. I'll never take Greyhound because Greyhound, they take you to where you have to go, but you have to get off in all these different places. And then the bus driver got us lost like about 3 or 4 times. My body was hurting, my stomach was cramping. It was just very, very difficult and very strenuous on my body. So we made it home on a Thursday night, and then Friday I had a appointment. I had an appointment, and I told the doctor everything that was happening with the bleeding and everything. So he proceeded to do um, an ultrasound vaginally, and he checked to see if there was a heartbeat. Right away, you could hear the baby's heartbeat. It was so strong, which I'm, still excited about. I know that the baby's okay, and I'm comfortable knowing that, the baby's still here. And he said that what he saw, though, because I told him how I was experiencing a lot of pain anyways, and he was looking around with the stick, and he was telling me, he's like, I see two big balls of blood on the sides of on the side of the baby. And I was pretty scared, and I asked him, I was like, so what does that mean? And I was like, is the baby in danger? And he told me, he was like, well, as far as that goes, in some cases women do lose the baby, and in some cases women can go full term and have the baby, and the baby will be okay. So he advised me to take it easy and to make sure that I'm still watching what I eat, and to check my sugar, my blood pressure, and all of that. Because I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. And as far as the bleeding went, to make sure that I take it easy and rest more than usual. So that was really, really difficult. It was like a hard on myself, on the baby, and, my mom and everything. Everything was just really, really hard. I also lost my dog. It was really, really hard. I had to let her go. But my dog is not here anymore with us, and I'm really, really sad about that. I still cry to this day. It was just recently that, she left. But the good thing about, I guess, the situation is that at least my mom is alive, and that my baby is alive and well, and I'm hoping that I can pass this first trimester. It's been very difficult, and there's been a lot of ups and downs, and it's been very emotional. With this pregnancy, I've had a lot of, I've never been so emotional with a pregnancy, and it scares me sometimes because I can cry just sitting down watching a commercial. I cry over anything, and I've just been extremely emotional with my mom and my dog and the baby, and it's just, it's been really rough, really, really rough. And not just on myself, on my kids and everything, because they love the dog and they were worried about their grandma and they were worried about the baby. So with this pregnancy, I've been having a lot of dry skin on my cheeks and up here in the middle of my forehead, on my sides of my nose, right here. I've had a lot of breakout. Besides the dry skin, I've had a lot of breakout on my face, um, which was also pretty annoying. Um, but like I said, besides that, the baby is alive and well, thank God. And, we're just hoping that I'll be able to keep doing my updates with positive, feedback to let you guys know. And like I said, this is my 10-week update. I will be doing another update when I am 11 weeks and 2 days. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know what was going on and how come I didn't do a video in these past 2 weeks, because I said I would do a video every week, and this was why, and this was my story, and it was just really, really difficult, very, very hard. And I just wanted to inform everybody, since I'm doing my videos and putting them up, to let them know everything that was going on with myself and the baby, and with my dog. I, I just feel so bad. Like, I just think about it, and it makes me really sad. But like I said, the good thing is that my mom is still here, alive and well, and I get to touch her and hug her and talk to her. And like I said, please wear your seatbelts, you guys. I can't stress it enough. Please wear your seatbelts. And like I said, that the baby's still here. Like I said, I have to make sure that everything is okay still. I have another appointment. They're going to check to see that there's no more blood around the baby, and the heartbeat, and to see if the baby's growing or anything, that might be wrong. But I will keep you guys posted. So take a look out for my new video. It'll be up for 11 weeks and 2 days. Um, Thank you so much for tuning in, though. I do appreciate you guys watching my videos and listening to everything that's going on and all the new updates and everything. And even though this wasn't a good one, um, that's what's been going on these past 2 weeks. It's just been very, very hard. So thanks so much for tuning in.